I just earned a Taiwan badge of honor. I got stung by a tiger-headed wasp or虎头蜂, but I don't think I'm allergic because I'm still alive. Yeah, it was about 20 minutes ago up in the mountains, but didn't get a picture of it because I was too busy running away. But I feel okay. Thankfully, it's rather painful, but I think I'll be okay. Hope so anyway. That was my reaction last week, just minutes after being stung by an Asian giant hornet. Now, after more than a week of extreme pain and discomfort, to say I was being a bit blasé about it is a little bit of an understatement. The Asian giant hornet, Vespa mandarinia, or Hu Tou Feng in Chinese, which literally translates as tiger-headed wasp, is the world's largest species of hornet. For an idea of the size of one of these things, from the abdomen to the head, they're about the size of an adult thumb. If that doesn't help, here's a shot of one from Wikipedia. Pretty big, right? And the bad news? Taiwan is home to 8 species of Hu Tou Feng. These flying giants nest in the foothills and lowland forests of Taiwan, land exactly like this, which explains their frequent encounters with hikers. Asian giant hornets live on other insects, but they are mostly famous for attacking honeybee hives. And it was dramatic footage of these beasts attacking and decapitating honeybees that earned them the rather ridiculous nickname of murder hornets in the American media. But hey, that's the American media. And though they sound scary, they're not normally aggressive towards humans, unless they or their nests are threatened. Herein lies the problem, because when these buggers get provoked, they can sting, and boy, they can really sting. Giant hornets can deliver around 10 times more venom than a honeybee, and they can sting multiple times. What's more, the venom is a toxic cocktail of chemicals designed to inflict harm and pain, severe pain. Acetylcholine and histamine cause pain and swelling, while mastoperan and phospholipase degrade immune cells and cause inflammation. Additionally, kinins break down blood and muscle cells, while a unique neurotoxin blocks nerve impulses, and another chemical can lead to renal failure. That's why these stings sometimes prove fatal. But this is usually due to allergic reactions to the venom and not down to acute toxicity. It's estimated that Asian giant hornets cause 30 to 50 deaths annually in Japan, while Taiwan also sees its fair share of fatalities, as these recent incidents show. But enough background, here is my Hu Tou Feng story. It all started around 10 days ago while I was taking part in a trail building course in Nan'ao in Taiwan's eastern Yilan County. We had just finished inspecting some work we had done the previous day and were walking back down the hill towards our vehicle. Suddenly I heard a distinct loud humming around my ears, kind of reminiscent of the drone of high-altitude bombers in World War II movies. I didn't dare to turn around, but I immediately recognized it because I had seen and heard one a day earlier. After buzzing me for a few seconds, it then flew in front of me to do exactly the same to one of the course instructors, who was walking around 3 meters or so ahead of me. Then, suddenly and without warning, it turned and dive-bombed straight into my right ankle, stinging me almost immediately before getting caught up in my sock. In shock, I looked down and saw this huge angry thing struggling to get free. So I kicked my leg out a couple of times trying to dislodge it, but to no avail. Hearing my struggles, the instructor came over and with an almighty flick of his index finger sent my attacker sprawling to the ground. Then, after struggling to reorient itself for a moment, it thankfully buzzed off. I then quickly made my way down the hill as I was unsure whether I would have an allergic reaction. I was fortunate in that respect, but that was far from the end of it. In fact, it was just the beginning. A Japanese researcher has famously described the pain as akin to being stabbed by a red-hot needle, and I'd have to agree. The pain was immediate and intense, and continued to get worse during lunch and the 4-hour drive back to Shinju from Ilan. By the time I got home, I was experiencing burning around the sting and shooting pains up my lower leg while walking, while the area around the wound had begun to swell. After an extremely painful night, day 2 saw the pain gradually fade, yet the swelling increased. My foot also started to itch like crazy. In fact, the swelling and itchiness got so bad that by Monday I gave in and visited the local pharmacy to get some antihistamines and ibuprofen. They seemed to do the trick, and by day 3 the pain had gone, while the swelling and itchiness had also subsided, so much so that I decided to go hiking again. My hiking trip to Taipei went off without further incident, although I did have a rather close encounter with another one of these beasts on the summit of Datun West Peak. Sting-free, thankfully. Admittedly, the swelling never really died down, but after 2 reasonably comfortable days, I was beginning to think it was all over. I was wrong, and suddenly it flared up again on the Friday night. My foot turned bright red. The swelling was so severe that it actually hurt to bend my toes, and the itchiness was so bad that I had to get up twice during the night to apply ice packs. Still, by Saturday morning, it was so bad that I had to go to see the doctor. After a blood test to confirm there was no infection, I was dispatched back home with a 3-day supply of industrial strength antihistamines and told to rest my foot. And they seem to have done the trick, because as you can see, although the wound is still a huge big black depression in my leg, my foot is actually looking pretty good. So let's hope it stays that way once the meds run out tomorrow. So that was my Murder Hornet experience. I still have absolutely no idea why the blasted thing stung me in the first place. Must have had a bee in its bonnet about something. Nevertheless, I could only imagine what would have happened if the sting had been somewhere else, such as around my head or my neck. It's an experience I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. So to finish, I'd like to pass on some advice straight from the local authorities. Hornets are usually attracted to flowers and strong fragrances, so avoid wearing brightly coloured clothes and perfume when out hiking. If a hornet buzzes you, do not try to swat it away. This will only provoke it. And if, like me, you are unfortunate enough to get stung, try to stay calm and leave the area as quickly as possible. Symptoms such as dizziness, palpitations, difficulty breathing or loss of consciousness are indicators of anaphylactic shock. If any of these occur, you should seek medical attention immediately. And remember, ice packs. And finally, I have to admit that previously, when I saw these stories and saw these hornets buzzing around, I didn't really take their threat seriously. I won't do that again. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my tale of pain and suffering. Heart attack, something just buzzed me there and landed, but it's just a bug. I thought it was another wasp. If you did enjoy it, don't forget, give me a like, and you can always subscribe if you wish. And if you click the bell, you'll get a reminder whenever I publish a new video every Saturday morning. As usual, just before I go, I'd like to say a big thank you to the generous souls who bought me a coffee this week. And if you buy me 3 or more coffees, I will get in touch and ask you whether you would like an exquisite embroidered Hikelopedia patch, and I'll whisk it away to you wherever you are in the world. Alright, that's it. I'm heading home now. I'll see you next week for another, hopefully less painful, adventure. In the meantime, take it easy. Over and out.